Blake Shelton recalls embarrassing childhood pageants that nearly made him quit singing. Kill. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. I was so embarrassed and humiliated by being in those pageants, he admitted. Blake Shelton. Photo by Robbie Klein. Before Blake Shelton racked up 30 no.1 hits and a 23-season run on NBC's The Voice, he was just a young boy in Oklahoma eager to perform on any stage that would have him. His mom, Dorothy, fully supported his talent and worked hard to find him local gigs. By age 7, Shelton was performing at beauty pageants and even competing in some of them. During an appearance on Q with Tom Power, Shelton hilariously looked back on those pageant days, calling them an embarrassing chapter of his early performing career. "Can't you tell by looking at me that I'm pageant material?" Shelton said with a laugh. While performing on the pageant circuit, Shelton had a few go-to songs, though looking back, he admits they may not have been the most appropriate choices for a young boy. "I had 2 signature songs back then. The only boy in the entire pageant," he recalled. "My 2 songs were old-time rock and roll, and Cat Scratch Fever by Ted Nugent, which, by the way, I had no clue, and neither did my mom apparently, what that song was even about. I think we literally thought it was about somebody's house cat scratching them and making them sick or something." He admitted he felt like was in 50 of them, but in reality, the superstar says it was likely around 6 or 7. Regardless, it was something Shelton decided he no longer wanted to do. "I was so embarrassed and humiliated by being in those pageants. I told her, I said, 'Mom, I don't want to sing anymore because it's just embarrassing. And my friends are going to find out.'" Appearing at the pageants nearly made Shelton stop performing altogether. In fact, it took a few years for him to get back on stage. "But I quit after that because it was just embarrassing. And it wasn't until I was probably 13, I guess 12 or 13, that I started wanting to perform again." At this point, Shelton finally got the chance to sing the songs he truly loved. And that's when he realized this was what he wanted to do for the rest of his life. "My mom found a little Opry-type hometown show around Ada, Oklahoma. There were a couple of them, and she would beg him to let me be on, and it kind of started again. And that's when I was finally getting to do back then Kentucky Headhunters and Travis Tritt and Paul Overstreet and Mark Colley, these artists that I loved," he shared. "And I was getting to do some country music, and by then in my mind, there was no stopping me. This is what I was going to do." Looking back, those early, sometimes awkward and embarrassing performances laid the foundation for Shelton's future success. And he has his mom to thank for it. Lauren Jo Black, a University of Central Florida graduate, has immersed herself in the world of country music for over 15 years. In 2008, she co-founded Country Music's Love, eventually selling it to a major record label in 2015. Following the rebranding of the website to Sounds Like Nashville, Black served as editor-in-chief for 2.5 years. Currently, she assumes the role of editor-in-chief at Country Now and oversees Country Now's content and digital footprint. Her extensive experience also encompasses her previous role as a country music expert writer for Answers.com and her work being featured on Forbes.com. She's been spotlighted among Country Aircheck's Women of Influence and received the 2012 Rising Star Award from the University of Central Florida. Black also spent time in front of the camera as host of Country Now Live, which brought live music directly to fans in 2021 when the majority of concerts were halted due to the pandemic. During this time, she hosted 24 weeks of live concerts via Country Now Live on Twitch with special guests such as Lady A, Dierks Bentley, Jordan Davis, Brett Young, and John Party. Over the course of her career, she has had the privilege of conducting interviews with some of the industry's most prominent stars, including Reba McEntire, Blake Shelton, Luke Combs, Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, Miranda Lambert, Lainey Wilson, and many others. Lauren Jo Black is a longtime member of the Country Music Association and the Academy of Country Music. The voice coach Blake Shelton recalls embarrassing childhood pageants that nearly made him quit singing. Blake Shelton, the country music superstar and longtime coach on The Voice, is known for his humor, charm, and unmistakable twang. But behind his confident stage presence lies a story filled with awkward beginnings, early missteps, and moments of self-doubt. In a recent candid conversation, Shelton opened up about the rarely told truth of his childhood. The small-town pageants that shaped his voice nearly silenced it, and almost made him give up music altogether. The revelation struck a chord with fans and industry peers alike, offering a glimpse into the resilience that ultimately led Shelton to superstardom. Shelton's story begins in Ada, Oklahoma, a tight-knit town where country values and tradition run deep. Before stadiums and chart-topping hits, there were gymnasium stages, microphone malfunctions, and sequin shirts that would haunt his memories for decades. It was in these small local pageants that a young Shelton was first pushed to perform, not necessarily out of passion, but due to encouragement from his mother, Dorothy, a beauty salon owner. With big dreams for her musically gifted son, she believed in his talent before he even knew it existed and signed him up for any opportunity she could find. At the time, Shelton didn't understand what his mother was trying to do. He just knew he hated being paraded in front of people, especially when he had to wear outfits that made him feel ridiculous. He remembers being a young boy with a guitar nearly bigger than him, standing on stage at a local fair, shaking with nerves as he sang old country standards, while judges watched with clipboards and stern expressions. He didn't yet have the swagger or confidence that fans now associate with him. All he had was raw talent and the mother's determination. Shelton's tale is more than just an amusing anecdote about childhood pageants. It's a story about perseverance, about staying true to oneself, even when the world doesn't understand, and about finding your voice in the most unlikely of places. It's about the courage to keep going, the humility to laugh at your past, and the wisdom to see how every moment, even the embarrassing ones, play a part in your journey. As Shelton continues to evolve as an artist, coach, and storyteller, his roots remain a defining part of who he is. He never forgets where he came from or how far he's come, and he uses that memory to connect, inspire, and lead with heart. Through the years, he's proven that success isn't just about talent. It's about resilience, support, and believing in your worth even when others don't. For Shelton fans, the revelation of his childhood insecurities only makes his success more impressive. It shows that behind the fame and accolades is a man who once questioned everything and still chose to keep going. His story is a beacon for anyone who's ever felt out of place, doubted their dreams, or considered giving up before they even started. In a time when authenticity is rare, Shelton's openness about his pageant past is a gift, a reminder that everyone starts somewhere, and that true success comes not from avoiding failure, but from embracing it, learning from it, and daring to continue anyway. The Voice isn't just the show he stars on, it's what he found within himself, and what he now helps others discover in themselves too. And perhaps that's the greatest legacy of all, not the awards or the records, but the courage to stand on stage, no matter how big or small, and sing your truth, no matter who's watching. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.